Hello and welcome to tonight's LOL Esports Roundup, which is coming out really late. LCS Week 5 Day 2 is already done, and I don't have it on the board. It is what it is. I'm going to really speed run this, so yeah. Predictions 195 and 88 went 4 and 6 with the 10 games on the board. Immortals 100 Thieves. Immortals would win. Tactical went 11-1-5, 30% of damage for MVP. Balulu 409 in mid. Doublelift 261, 37% of damage in the loss. Tactical and Treats got a 2v2 kill early on, and then they would just go bot lane again and again and again. Put the 100 Thieves bot lane in the grave, and then Tactical would do very well in team fights from there on out. Balulu finding impact as well, obviously, and Solo on Ornn did his thing. EG Golden Guardians. Golden Guardians win. Gory 702, 45% of damage on LeBlanc. Huhi 308 on Rakan was MVP. Unforgiven 011, 32% of damage in the loss. So early on, EG attempted a bot lane dive, in which case Huhi would outplay it, getting a double kill. Huhi then was key in many other team fights and skirmishes, finding charms and ways to. It was a great Rakan game, to be quite honest with you. And that early gameplay really put a stop to what EG clearly wanted to do, which was get Unforgiven a kill. I think he was on Draven. And in preventing that, probably prevented a snowballing Draven. And that's obviously a big deal. Cloud9 TL win. Pioshik was my MVP. APA 724, 37% of damage. Yeon 115 in 80 carry. Berserker 518, 34% of damage in the loss. This was a back and forth affair. TL had a sizable lead, threw it away. APA had built that lead on the Ziggs, taking turrets, obviously, with Ziggs' abilities. It's a big deal. That's one of Ziggs' perks, right? However, Cloud9 would crawl back into it, and then there was a final team fight at like 37 minutes where gold was literally tied, and TL would come out on top. Pioshik with a double kill in that one on Wukong, so he was the difference maker for me. Otherwise, it was a close game, and TL looked like a really good team. Now, APA, one of his champions is Ziggs. I think that's one of his pocket picks. Aurelion Sol and Ziggs, if I recall. So for him to have success on that is not a big surprise. FlyQuest NRG win. Palafox 708, 36% of damage. Dokla 209 on Ornn was MVP. Spearaxe 323, 30% of damage in his debut on Jace. Spearaxe did well in the early game. FlyQuest actually opened up a lead. However, there was a key mid-game team fight where Dokla's Ornn had a three-man ulti. I believe it was in front of Rift Herald or Baron. I know it's Topside River, and that would change the course of the game. Like that ability in that team fight changed the way that fight went. Gave NRG an opportunity to get back in the game, get a slight lead, and then Dokla did his thing on the Ornn the rest of the game, obviously spreading out items, allowing the team to scale, and playing a great Ornn game, to be quite honest with you. Ornn is the LCS, win con from time to time. Palafox and Tristana had a triple kill, a quadra kill in that fight, if I recall correctly, as well. Obviously, I'm said it before, I'll say it again. Tristana is one of my favorite champions when it comes to mid lane flexes. TSM and Dignitas. TSM win. Excuse me. Insanity was MVP 11-4, 45% of damage on Kesa. Wild Turtle 708 on Ashe. Rich 054, 38% of damage in the loss. So Rich was on Gangplank trying to deal a lot of damage. GP very, very coin flippy right now. I do not think it's that strong based on its results thus far. It deals a lot of damage, but players seem to just not be doing very great on it. Insanity, very good in team fights on the Kesa is pretty much what sums this one up. Every team fight, he had something to do with it. Had some key triple kills, if I recall correctly. And frankly, Wild Turtle's Ashe, nice arrows. Utilizing the E for vision, very nice. The W slow. He did his job, and he did it at a high level. So TSM get the win. Dignitas, I'm surprised. This is actually what I expect Dig to be, middle tier with Rich in top lane. But if Rich isn't showing up, the team struggles. LPL, JDG, Rare Atom, JDG win 2-0. They're 13-2, first in the power rankings. Rare Atom 4-11. Kanavi was MVP, 10-4, 24, 28% of damage. 369, 7-4, 15 in top lane. Assume 13-4, 10, 30% of damage in the loss. They would give LZQ a look in game 2. I think that was because he's been playing with the team all split long in scrims, not playing LDL stage games. They gave him a game in game 2 because JDG won handily in game 1. Knight being very good in that one. And Kanavi finding impact, but I thought Kanavi was better in game 2 on the Lilia, playing more of a carry-oriented champion. LZQ did play Jace, did do well in the early game, but then actually even solo killed Mole at one point. But then slowly but surely allowed Rare Atom back into it, getting picked off multiple times. I think he might have died 6 or 7 times in this one. And that is what it is. It's a rookie. What do you expect in their debut? But Asum actually put up quite a fight on the KSA in game 2. Like, he brought them back solo dolo. It reminded me of Asum when he was on LGD, where he was a big difference maker. IG Weibo. IG get another upset win, 2-0. They're 5-10. Weibo 8-6. On went 20 kills, 1 death, 16 assists, 28% of damage. I really was a toss-up between him and Tianjin, who went 11-4, 26. The Shy, 6-12-4, 32% of damage in the loss. Top lane was back and forth between YSCam and the Shy. YSCam did do better than him. I thought he he got the better of the Shy, right? But On was integral in game 2 on the Draven. Big kills in timely moments. That was backwards. Timely kills in big moments. And in doing so, really brought this series to a 2-0 victory. I thought Tianjin did very well setting things up in game 1 and early game in game 2, but the game was still close beyond his impact, and On then took over. So, with that in mind, that's kind of how I view it. I thought Crying did very well in this series as well. Xiaohu not really inting his face off too much. I mean, it's hard to play against the Shy. Weibo aren't playing against the Shy, but they're kind of playing against the Shy, if you catch my drift. So, that's the thing. Tianjin on the Nocturne in game 1. I thought also turning off the lights in timely alties was excellent on the champion. Key double kill in the early game, and that really set them up for success. Obviously nothing to play for now, but watching a young player in topside with YSCam and Tianjin is important for 2024. OMG, EDG, OMG win 2-1. They're 9-5. EDG 8-7. Abel 17-4 13, 38% of damage. Shanji 7-5, 17 in top. Fofo 9-7, 16, 32% of damage in the loss. Fofo's LeBlanc in game 2, very important. JJ, I thought, played solid throughout the series, probably better than Aki. However, it was Shanji who was excellent in this series. In all 3 games, I thought he found impact, more so than Ale. Hell, in game 1, when EDG lost, Ale had no KP as their base was being taken as a 0-0-0 scoreline. You're on an island, and that means you're useless. The whole 1v1 island thing works, but if your team's losing and you're losing your base, but you're still 0-0-0, you're kind of just like said, okay, we lost. I mean, that's a KDA player if I've ever seen one. So there's that. Cream, I thought, did very well on the Yone in game 1. Had some decent LDs on Nico in game 3, but also some that were pretty sus. So it ended up being Abel for me because I thought his Tristana in game 3 was the difference maker. Uzi on Zaya had some good moments in this series. Mako inted his face off at times, big time. So, the difference was Tristana for Abel in game 3. Cream doing very well in the Yone in game 1 for OMG's victories. LCK, HLE, KT win 2-1. They're now 10-1. HLE 6-5. Aiming was MVP, 17-4 12, 33% of damage in the win. BDD 10-6 Viper 10-11, 29% of damage in the loss. Seldom do you see Viper on the losing side with a, frankly, in any game with a KDA looking like that, double-digit deaths. Usually he keeps his nose clean. This series was tough, obviously, across 3 games. Aiming, even in the loss for KT, had some good moments and a good KDA. Like, he showed up in that one as well. It was just Zeka did very well at times in this series. I think even solo killing aiming at one point. That really was key. I thought Kingen into Keen, they both had moments where they shined. Grizzly continues to impress me. I thought that he would be outclassed against these LCK junglers, and he hasn't. He's fit in immediately, and I think there is an argument to be made that he has been better than Klid, without a doubt, especially given expectations. So KT do win, and that's good. HLE put up a fight. They were competitive. Bro and KDF. Bro win 2-1. They're 3-8. KDF 4-7. Furthering my thing that I said in the power rankings, that there is a diffy between these upper 5 teams and the other 5 teams in the LCK. Karis 10-5-18, 30% of damage in the win. Umpty 4-4-29 was my MVP. Taeyun 9-9-8, 29% of damage in the loss. Speaking of young players with Grizzly, I thought Andal played well today in the loss. Games 1 and 2, I thought he was fine. And it's against Bro. Bro are no slouch. I mean, Henna and Effort have been playing for a while. Effort especially, but, they're also not great. I thought he did fine. Dudu and Morgan trading back and forth. That was definitely intense top lane matchup. Morgan getting the better in game 1, Dudu in game 2. Game 3 was a bro game if you've ever seen one. This series was a bro series for sure. And Henna came through in key team fights in the late game. Karis, obviously, finding ways to deal damage. And Umpty setting things up. 33 kills participated in across 3 games for bro. That is a lot. Holy crap. So, Bro win 2-1. Who knows going into the final week or so here if Bro can somehow get into 6th place. I mean, there is definitely an angle there because KDF are falling apart now. If that isn't evident by them swapping supports, I don't know what is. Sneak peek for tomorrow, LPL, Ultra Prime LGD, Ultra Prime 4-10, LGD 2-12. Neither team has anything to play for. Last time Ultra Prime played, they lost to top. LGD lost to LNG. When they played in spring, Ultra Prime won 2-0. Ning and Doggo went 20, 12, and 50 for 1,049 DPM, 46% of damage. Meteor and LPC went 5, 17, and 19 for 975 DPM, 39% of damage. So slightly less of the share, but also only 70 less DPM. So it was a very close 2-0 victory for Ultra Prime in terms of damage. Top Esports, Anyone's Legend. Top Esports 6th in the power rankings, 11-4, coming off of that win against Ultra Prime. Anyone's Legend 4-10, coming off of a loss to Weibo. Last time they played, Top Esports won 2-0. Tien and Rookie would go 13-4, 34 for 1,019 DPM, 40% of damage. Zhao and Harder went 2-14-9 for 529 DPM, so pretty much half as much, and the same about share, 38%. So there was a massive diffy in the mid-jungle duo the last time these two teams played. Weibo RNG, Weibo 7th in the power rankings, 8-6, coming off of that loss to IG. RNG 11th at 7-7, coming off of a loss to BLG. One has to wonder if Weibo prepared for RNG, overlooked IG, and that's why they struggled today. RNG won 2-1 last time they played. Breathe went 3-7-23 for 19% of damage in top lane. The Shy 7-8-9, 32% of damage in the loss. The Shy leading his team in damage in a loss. Who would have thought? LCK, T1 Nongshim, T1 14th in the power ranking, 6-4, coming off of a loss to Genji. Nongshim 2-9, coming off of a loss to Genji. Last time they played, T1 would win 2-1. Guma Yushi went 11-9-21 for 24% of damage. Jiwoo showed up in that one, 17-7-14 for 30% of damage. Genji DRX, Genji 11-0, 3rd in the power rankings, coming off of that win against Nongshim. DRX 3-7, coming off of a loss to D+. Last time they played, Genji won 2-0. Chovy went 9-1-9, 29% of damage. Fate did not int, going 0-3-1, 30% of damage in the loss. LCS preview for week 5, day 3. We have TL and Fly. TL 18th in the power rankings. Last time they played, FlyQuest won. Prince went 4-0-5, 36% of damage. Yeon 3-2-6, 33% of damage in the loss. 100 Thieves TSM. Last time they played 100 Thieves won. W5D1, 26% of damage. Wild Turtle 223, 34% of damage in the loss. Golden Guardians NRG. Last time they played NRG 1, FBI 638, 34% of damage. Stixay 624, 25% of damage in the loss. EG C9. Last time they played C9 1, Blabber went 11-1-8, 33% of damage. That was one of the Kindred games. Armeo 1-6-2, 12% of damage in the loss. And then the final game is inspiring, of course, Dignitas Immortals. Last time they played Immortals 1, Tactical 403, 33% of damage in the win. Tomo 011, 28% of damage in the loss. Thank you for supporting me and being a member. I know I went over this really quickly, but I'm trying to get this video out for you. Thank you for being a member. Geez, it is so late that I'm thinking this is a members only video. Clearly it's not. It's a lot longer. So thank you for watching. If you like the video, like it, subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter, join the Discord, become a YouTube supporter, and I hope to see you again tomorrow.